covering fascinating subjects, interesting talk, and boobs and fart jokes. AD on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, oh, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Oh, let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. So walk away, yeah.
So, yesterday, actually, for a couple days, we talked a little bit about this whole thing of Joe Biden's incredibly poor choice of words when describing predatory loan types as Shylocks, saying that people in the military were having their homes foreclosed on by these Shylock lenders. Obviously, a reference to the Merchant of Venice, and obviously a reference to the fact that Joe Biden shouldn't be allowed to talk in public. Incredibly poor choice of words, but I don't think anybody thinks that Joe Biden hates Jews. He's just a mealy-mouthed idiot that shouldn't be allowed to open his mouth in public and do things like talk into microphones under any set of circumstances whatsoever. But the right, so bent out of shape after years of the left being like, that's politically incorrect, you said that, you're evil, like, the left has this ability to assume the moral high ground on a regular basis because they can say things like, you don't care about poor people. And the right can't really do a whole lot about it other than stick to their guns and know where the true moral compass is for them and where its true north is. And that way they can kind of sort of like, do what's right in their own hearts and hopefully not be swayed or detracted by their detractors on the left. But they are swayed, they are detracted. So when they got an opportunity to, one of the few opportunities that the right ever gets to assume the moral high ground and go, yeah, he's an anti-Semite. He said Shylock. No, he's not an anti-Semite. Idiot, yes. Anti-Semite, no. But what we're taking away from here is what Joe Biden was talking about, the fact that we have members of our military who are having their homes foreclosed on while they're off potentially dying for our freedom. Because, they can't fill out Form C with regard to flood insurance while they are waiting for air-to-ground support because they're pinned down and they've been living on snakes and roaches for the last 5 days and they're engaged in guerrilla warfare and nobody really knows where the hell they are. Yeah, Form C of their flood insurance papers didn't really make it to them. And they get their houses foreclosed on. And that is criminal. That is terrible. That is awful. That is a prime example of something we talk about a lot on this show, which is we have to do more for the people that are willing to lay their lives on the line for our freedoms. And, not foreclosing on them when they're not able to get back to you in a timely manner because they're busy being shot at would fall into that category. And that was a message that was lost because people were too excited to be like, ooh, we got you on the run now, left. We're going to hold you to the same moral standards that you hold us. And yeah, I mean, I sympathize. I really do. But it's not the most productive stance to take. And similarly, with the airstrikes that were taken against Islamic extremists at the moment, there's going to be so much brouhaha from the right. And it's weird. There's almost a sense on the right that lots of people want him to fail. Now, whether you think he's doing a good job or a bad job or not, I think he's being largely ineffectual. I think Obama is lost. That's just my personal opinion. But it's also not really sort of like a situation where anybody can come up with what I think is a good solution. And like we said before, if you talk to the vast majority of people about the fact that we're launching military action, airstrikes against Islamic militants that want to behead us, everyone's going to say, yeah, that's the right thing to do. No, I don't think it'll make that big of a difference because the parameters of war are not easily defined in this situation. They're really not. And everyone's just like, why don't we just declare war on ISIL? They're trying to make themselves an Islamic state, an Islamic country, an Islamic nation. Why don't we just declare war on that? No. Because that validates the whole notion of the Islamic nation. And once you get into something like that, once it's internationally recognized, that's when the 1/3 of the population on this earth that are Muslim, that's when the crazies are going to come out and go like, ooh, I'm going to head over there, and then we might legitimately be in trouble. So, let's stick with not declaring war on ISIL at the moment. But it's weird military action to take, and nobody really knows what the right thing to do is, and nobody really thinks that what we're doing right now is going to do a hell of a lot of good. But most people agree, like, we got to do something. I personally think we should be staying at home and securing our borders because this is my fear. My fear is that we're taking military action against them there, and the sleeper cells that are over here are going to be like, okay, time for retribution, bitches. You did not know this, but we've been in Oshkosh, Wisconsin this whole time, and it's about to get really ugly up in here. That's my particular concern. And that's why I think we should focus on keeping our borders secure and dealing with any potential threat at home. But weirdly enough, the thing that I notice is there's a lot of people on the right willing this to go badly for Obama. No, you're an idiot if you're making this an R&D thing. If you're making this a Republican-Democrat thing. You're an idiot if you're making this about the left and the right. No, this is about America. This is not even about America. This is about the free world taking a stand for what is right. And I don't like to oversimplify things, and I don't like to make things black and white. But if you're willing things to go badly for the military action we are taking, if you are willing failed military strikes, if you are willing things to go in a way that makes Obama look bad just so you can play the gotcha game in politics, then you need to have your head examined. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. You just do. Speaking of things that disturb people happening at home, there were 3 missing Afghan soldiers. They went missing during a training exercise at a Cape Cod military base. We were teaching them how to effectively fight ISIL, ISIS, whatever. They came over here. We were like, hey, cross our borders, come to America, train with us. And then 3 of them went missing, and people went, ooh, that might not be good. And we weren't hearing much about it. But they went missing during a training exercise. They were detained on Monday. Where were they? They were at the U.S.-Canadian border. This is according to Massachusetts law enforcement officials. There was no immediate comment from the Pentagon, but Massachusetts State Police were notified that the 3 were being questioned by feds at Rainbow Bridge, which, in case you did not know, connects Niagara Falls, New York, and Niagara Falls, Ontario. Popular honeymooning spot. Little concerning to have rogue Middle Eastern military folks hanging out at that popular tourist destination. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials in Niagara Falls said they didn't have the men in custody. Messages left for Canada Border Services Canada Border Services Agency, they weren't returned. But military officials said the Afghan soldiers had been participating in a U.S. Central Command regional cooperation training exercise at Joint Base Cape Cod. What does this mean? It means we were training them. We were going, okay, this is how we're going to stick it to ISIS together. And they went, this is how we're going to Niagara Falls. Yeah. They were caught trying to cross into Canada. That's where they were caught. Why? Canada has strict border security. Interesting how well that works, huh? Hey, there's 3 Middle Eastern guys trying to walk across the border. Oh, Heaven Sigrisky. That sounds like something we should pay attention to, eh? Yeah, you don't say. That being said, I don't blame the guys for running. I blame the U.S. government for bringing them here. If you were an Afghani soldier vacationing in America with 2 of your buddies, would you want to go back home? No, you probably wouldn't. We'll wait and see if this plays out in any more interesting ways. There's been a lot of doom and gloom on the show today. Let's try and end on a light note. Let's have a little dessert after this heavy meal. Let's talk about women with 3 boobs. If I mention the movie Total Recall, what do you think the first thing you're going to think of is? Yeah, the alien chick with 3 cans. Here's the thing. It's no longer science fiction. 21-year-old Jasmine Tridevil. Not actually her real name, as you might imagine. She's a masseuse in Tampa, Florida, and she recently spent $20,000 having a third boob implanted on her chest. I posted pictures on my Facebook page for your edification. There's video as well. She did it because she said she's sick of men and figured a third boob would make her unattractive to guys. And if you don't know anything about guys, it's clearly a wild miscalculation on her part. If anything, guys are now going to be more intrigued by her, I would imagine. But if all this sounds like a stupid publicity stunt to get attention, you're correct. She admitted another one of her goals is to have a reality show on MTV. Anyways, she's talked to at least 50 doctors in the past. None of them would give her the third boob, but one finally agreed to give her the tri-breast. What's the first question you ask about a third boob being attached to your chest? If you're like everybody else I spoke to about this, the question you ask is, where do you get a third nipple? Excellent question. Glad you asked it. Here's the thing. It would have been extra creepy if you could get a third nipple from somewhere, like if you could be like cadaver shopping for a nipple that matched your own. But no, he couldn't give her a third nipple, so she had one tattooed on, which is actually kind of convincing. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but women that have, their breasts removed because of cancer and then get breast implants often lose the nipple. And there's tattoo artists that have taken to specializing in nipple tattoos, a lot that actually do this for free for women that have lost their breasts to breast cancer. And they do a remarkable job. And allegedly, it makes women that have lost what a good chunk of their identity and womanhood is wrapped up in feel significantly more whole. And I think that's a wonderful thing. And in a weird twist of fate, it helped her get a nipple on her third boob. Funkhouser. Yeah. As a guy who has experienced significantly more than the rest of us because of your time spent in the adult entertainment industry, as a guy who knows what it's like to enjoy the sensuous touch of multiple females at one time, as a guy who knows what it's like to join the Mile High Club on a private jet, I defer to your superior experience in this particular situation. Would you?
Is that a question? No.
Yeah,
yes.
Try boob.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I would check yes on that box. Please and thank you.
I would imagine, like, when it all comes down to it, the real appeal of a three-breasted woman would have to be in the motorboating department. Because, usually you're just like whap, 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 whap. But in this situation, it'd be
boots and cats and boots and pants.
Yeah, boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. Thank you so much for being part of my radio family. Joining the conversation at ADSXE at Funk FM. This time you and I spend together is the best part of my day every single day. Have yourself an awesome one. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it all over again.
Times you feel like it's cool to turn the other cheek and give people the benefit of the doubt even when they don't deserve it. And sometimes you feel